Building wealth with family, most people would say, no way, I don't trust those people. I don't even like them. I definitely don't trust them with my money or my life. I can't even imagine myself being a part of a group with family. I'm about to show you how me and 9 other people of my family did just that. Check out this video between me and 2 other members of our investment group where we share the tools, the insight, and the wisdom that you need to get started.
Hi, how are you? Pull up
Hello.
Facebook
Hi, you
and go to Tamika,
guys.
you'll be able to see.
How are y'all doing today?
It is wonderful.
Great, how are you?
I am doing well. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Virtuous Woman Live. This is going to be amazing, and I'm just excited to share this opportunity and this time with you guys. Y'all, these are my family members, okay? So I'm really excited again to share this with you. This is my sister-in-law here, Patrice, and my mother-in-law, Elaine. So I'm going to call her Miss Elaine for this live, okay? Just so you know. So guys, listen, I know that a lot of people have heard that we are all related, right, in some kind of way, but can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do, and a little bit about your business with AFIG and what that even is?
Patrice.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Patrice. I am a growing real estate investor, landlord, and property manager. That's what I kind of do on my side of my business with Entities Legacy Estates. For AFIG, I provide a pivotal role as Chief Financial Officer at AFIG. My primary responsibilities are, comprehensive financial management, including account oversight, strategic money management, and collecting the fees and billing statements. My job is the seamless operation of financial transitions within our real estate portfolio, contributing to the overall success and profitability of AFIG.
All right, okay. Miss Elaine, can you tell us what you do?
Absolutely. I am Elaine Lawrence and I am a veteran realtor. I've been a realtor for more than 20 plus years. Excited about it, plan to do that until I can't do it anymore. So, just in case you need something, give me a call. We'll be out there to help you. As far as AFIG is concerned, what I do is to exude leadership towards taking the group forward to accomplish, again, our goals and dreams and aspirations, and to plan styles of leadership as to how we can get that done, such as through servitude, through participation, through being freedom, but again, just having the ability to take ordinary people and accomplish extraordinary things.
All right, awesome. Guys, All in the Family Investment Group is an investment group that we are all a part of. This is a family investment group that we started, that Miss Elaine, she is the CEO, she started, and it is 10 of us in this group. So we're literally, just to give you a rundown, this is, us 3, our husbands, my parents, my sister-in-law's mother, my other sister-in-law as well. So 10 of us who have decided to come together. We pulled our monies together. We pulled our ideas together, our abilities. We pulled our capabilities together, and we decided to come together about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, and start investing in real estate together. So, guys, we are hampering on partnership today because I really think that it's important. What I'm going to do is link a video that I have on YouTube. I talk about one of the strategies to start getting into real estate investing, and partnership is one. But I think that it's important to do this if you're able, because it's very difficult sometimes, especially now, to get into real estate because of the opportunities that are available, and because of the things that we're seeing in real estate, the increased values, the interest rates, and things like that. So it's much easier for you to find others who you can partner with and pull your money together with and get into real estate that way. That is an opportunity. But again, I just want to highlight that we are family. And so I know that is very different. I talked to a lot of different people about that, and they're like, wow, I can't believe that you and your family got together and were able to do this. But I just want to know, from your opinion, guys, because we see this a lot. I'm sure y'all hear that a lot too. Like how in the world did y'all get y'all family together and decide to start investing? Patrice, could you tell us maybe what your thoughts are behind the reasons why people are unable with their families? It's like, especially Black people. I'm not gonna, I know my audience is different color, but Black people for sure. We're gonna eat together. We're gonna find some plates. We're gonna go in church. We're gonna church together as well. But when the time comes for us to really put our money together, like other cultures do, come from different countries and pull their money together, when it comes to that and actually building the legacy that we're talking about, we want to build a legacy, we're talking about we want to build wealth, but when we have the opportunity to pull our money together as African American Black people, we just don't do that. Can you tell us, maybe give us some ideas as to why you think that might be the case?
I mean, the only thing I can really think of is down to it is just trust. I mean, you do have to have a lot of trust and a lot of faith going into this, and as a family, we make sure that before we start every meeting that we pray and thank God and give us to lead us in the direction that we need to go. And at the end of every meeting, we also pray. And there are many challenges going into it, even working with a family. But we all remember that we want the goal is family wealth, accumulating family wealth. And if I think that most other cultures and just different races understand that, and I think that's a thing that us as Black people we don't understand, is that sometimes it takes a village to raise a family, and it can be the same thing with money. It takes a village to accumulate this family wealth.
Right. What about you, Miss Elaine? What do you think?
Well, I concur with what Patrice is saying. It's really important that first you establish a goal, you know, and if you have like-minded people, then you can accomplish like-minded things.
Right.
Because our main goal, as far as AFIG is concerned, is to create generational wealth. And wealth is something that continues, it doesn't just start and stop. So, therefore, once we got the common goal down and we put God first as far as direction, and when you are dealing with family, it's important that you have patience,
Mm-hmm.
you show that you care, that you have understanding, and most of all that you have respect. That
Right.
if you then you will be able to work together, because if you don't have those components, then it will be almost virtually impossible. And as we were talking earlier, we as a culture have kind of been bred to be separate and apart,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to change your mindset in order to come together and say, okay, we're going to come together. And it's easier if everyone is pushing the wagon versus just one person trying to pull it. So when we come together and we pull, and it doesn't take as much when it's everybody putting in versus me trying to do it alone. And as our host said previously, that, you know, two can conquer 10,000. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you get more, then you can conquer more. So we're
Right.
looking at, okay, we put it in here and we put our funds together. We got our goal, and now let's work towards it. And we all have different skills. So
Mm-hmm.
we're able to channel those skills into what it is. First we had to set up a structure, and again, it's important that you respect the person enough to get their opinion. So it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us as a collective. And that's really hard for us to do a lot of times as Black people, or our
Mm-hmm.
culture to do, because we've been bred to be separate, we've been bred to be apart. And as you mentioned earlier, a lot of other cultures are able to come back, put into the pot to make sure everybody wins, not
Right.
just me. And you can't have a team unless everybody's participating. There's no I in team. So we kind of keep all of that at the forefront. And I love these people. So it's easy for me to want them to win and want the best for them. So we can easily come together, and whatever is best for the collective, then that's how we move.
That's great. That is, I mean, if y'all can't see this is what, this is the kind of conversations that we're having when we're together. And she just said it. She said respect, trust is a big thing. And I think that that's what people think, that I don't really know those people that way. But how well do you trust the people and respect the people that you do know? I think that one thing to note here is, like I said, there are 10 of us. Patrice, for example, her and my brother-in-law, they got married in April of 2020. So this year will be 4 years almost. So, I have been, yay, I have been a part of, she's been a part of the family for the last 4 years. And so, that was someone new that I had to meet. I didn't know her, I didn't know her before that. Right. So how could I feel like, oh, well, I can trust this girl, and then let alone now her mom she's bringing in, right? And then now my mom and my dad, she doesn't know them either. So, I want to note that even though I didn't know her mom very well at the time, like I've been around her, she's been around my parents, but it was the trust that we had between each other. I trust the word of my brother-in-law. My husband trusted his word. Because he trusted her, we trusted her. Because we now trusted her, we could trust her word as far as her mom goes. My mother-in-law could vouch for the other one. So again, it does start with trust. We didn't all know each other in the beginning very well. Now we know each other much better, very well now. But before then, we had to go off of the word of the other. You're vouching for that person, but I trust you enough. I believe in your word enough to believe that you're vouching for this person. I can trust and believe that this person is someone that I can trust, right? That I can
Mhm.
pull my money with. And we can't overthink it. I think sometimes if you overthink it, like I can't put my money with. Now you know the ones, you know
Absolutely.
those ones now. Don't be unwise and do things with people that are just dishonest. They are untrustworthy. Maybe their credit just really shot. You know what I'm saying? I believe that everybody was credit worthy when we got started.
Hmm.
Everybody had a good reputation. I think reputation is important. Everybody had accountability, and we did respect each other. So, I think that that was important. And so since we're talking about that, I want to talk about the processes, like what makes our processes successful with what we're doing. And I want to just say that, one of the things that we do is that we do have meetings every single month. We have meetings every single month with each other. So we're always telling each other, hey, this is what's going on. This is what we have available. This is something that we just make sure that we're keeping each other accountable every single month. And then we contribute financially to the group every month as well. When we also started with our own financial amount. And then we continue on that every single year. When we first started, okay, so we made this decision, right? Patrice and Miss Elaine was just telling us, okay, we started with a goal, and then we said, okay, guys, we trust each other enough. We're going to put our money together. We're going to do this thing. Let's build generational wealth together as a family. Let's start this. Let's do this. So once we did that, we then started to put people in position. And I want to, just talk about how important this was, because I think a part of one of the reasons why some of these things kind of fail is because people don't understand their position. They get out of their place because they don't know their place. But I think that when you establish positions from the beginning and you let everyone know, hey, this is your place. This is what you do. These are your duties. Then nobody can get out of their place. Those were the things that happened that were important for our processes to move along. And like she said, with respect, once someone received that role, we didn't try to usurp that role that they were in. We didn't say, well, I don't know, I can do that better. It was like, okay, this is your role. I'm gonna stick to my role and do what I got to do. So we
Hmm.
respect each other in our respective places, and we move forward smoothly in that way. But another thing is that our husbands again are in the group, and I think that's interesting because we're women, we're doing our thing, right? But we've got our men around us, so sometimes it's like, okay, you're trying to do what you got to do in your respective place, but then you also have your husband that's in the group too. And I just want to kind of get your insight, both of you, on, how is that? Like, how do you like having your husband in this group, in this business with you? Patrice, you can tell us first.
Oh, okay. So it's a rewarding feeling. It's a fulfilling experience because not only is the person that you're spending the rest of your life is with you down this journey, you are sharing accomplishments, successes. You have the great dynamic of, okay, well, this is what I think, this is how I feel. And we kind of get to go back and forth. Not, I mean, like you're basically using the tools that are in your marriage also in the business. And I think if you can use that to increase and improve your marriage, you can do that the same way with your business. I mean, what's nice is that we have a shared vision. Teamwork is in play, and it's very nice sometimes that we're females. We get to we can do the other things while the men can do the labor and the hard things, and help out with that when it comes to that. So it's a good dynamic, and it helps kind of keep things balanced and also humorous.
Right. What about
And
you, Gwen?
I would like to say, again, I agree with what Patrice is saying. It's very important to um, structure things. First of all, when we set up and say, okay, this is what needs to be done, this is why it needs to be done, and this is the standards of how it's going to be done. That was really important. So then when you look out among the people and you see who's in the group and what their skill set is, then we say, okay, as our host said earlier, knowing those that are among you. So you kind of know what a person's strengths are. So then we begin to choose positions. Everybody had their input. We would nominate, and then we would vote so that everyone will have input. And once that's done, then it was important to give everybody their duties and responsibilities. This is what we expect you to do. And in order for the group to move along, everyone has to hold up their end of the bargain. Otherwise, it's just like Patrice said, if you're in a marriage and if one person is out of position, then that throws the rest of the people out of position. If the man who um, I believe is the head of the family and responsible for leading the family, if he's out of position, then a woman is basically a survivor. She's going to step up and do what needs to be done. Now she's out of position because she's leading the family. And then the children gonna have to be left because now she's not there to train up the children like the father is supposed to do as well. So everybody's just out of position. Therefore, it comes back to that respect and trust. You trust the person to do what you have voted them to do, and you step back and have enough respect to allow them to do it. And with that being said, I'm so happy that the men are in position, and in our group, all of our men is our board of directors. In most of the businesses, the board of directors is going to call the shots. You may be the CEO, but you're just running the day to day, the CFO, whatever. But the directors are going to call the shots. If there's something that's going on, who's going to get rid of the CEO? The directors are going to convene. Who's going to get, and that's kind of how the business play out. So if we come and we want to do something, and as she said, a lot of times we need the muscle, then we'll go to the men and say, okay, this is what we're trying to do. We all meet together always, but
Mhm.
when we're trying to invest and do different things in real estate and we have to talk to vendors and all of this, they have a tendency to try and take advantage of women. So then it's time for the men to step up and take forefront and handle that. And we respect them enough to do that. We don't try to step out of our position to try and get that done because that's what they're here for.
Right. So exactly. Fulfillment, working with your husband, but then also having that security that,
Mm-hmm.
my husband's here. He's going to make the best decisions. He's going to help us to make those decisions that we believe that men make very well, especially when it comes to, buying certain material and dealing with people about, things that have gone out in the homes or in the real estate properties that we have. We can port those responsibilities onto the men. So I think that I think personally too, like I really enjoy working with my husband in business. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting
Mhm.
dynamic because I know personally for me, it's like, I'm kind of like in work mode when we're doing certain things. So I'm just like, okay, we got to do this, got to do that, got to do that. Like we don't have time to be, doing all this other
Mhm.
stuff, during that time, let's work. But then after that, we just have, just a better understanding. Like Patrice said, it just kind of helps us, in the overall picture of things. Like, we're learning to work together as a team, and I think that's important. To learn how to work, together with your spouse. I think that's so important, and a lot of times we're missing that.
And
Uh,
if I would like to say that it's important because in the investment group, we're talking about finances.
mhm.
And it's important to be on the same page and to discuss with your spouse when you're using finances that's coming from the home to do certain things, that everybody be on the same page. He knows why, he knows what the goal is, what it's for, so there won't be any friction or breakdown in the communication when it comes down to finances. So that's really important. And that's a great aspect of having our husbands there with us. And again, where two walk, how can two walk together except they agree? So we're all in agreement that this is what we're trying to do and this is how we're going to do it.
Right. I believe.
Absolutely. Oh, go ahead. Mhm.
No, sorry. It's just, I believe it's just a balance between our personal and professional lives,
Mhm.
which can create a rich and fulfilling environment. Just working with our husbands.
Mhm.
Yes, that's
And
so
our
right.
family,
I know, right?
parents.
Yes, yes, and right,
We
exactly, because the kids, they get to come around and they get to see that. They get to see family working together. They get to see, us working towards a common goal together, and it inspires them and it encourages them, to also have those kind of qualities and values within their own lives and as they move forward with family and things like that. So I think it's great. I think it's just an incredible dynamic. Again, very rare do you see families coming together and doing the kind of things that we've been able to accomplish. So between us all, we actually have 8 properties together. And so I just think that that's just amazing, the things that we have been able to accomplish and that we're still going to continue to accomplish. Since we're talking about that though, the positions and realizing that, yeah, we chose, the guys, they're the board of directors, and a lot of times, like you said, the board of directors, they call the shots. We do have a dynamic of where, if we have an idea or we have something that we need to vote on, we all vote and majority wins. So it's 10 of us, so if 6 people vote on something, that's what we're going to move forward with. And if you weren't in that six, then again, a respect. It's just okay, cool. That's just what everybody
Mhm.
decided. I'm cool. I'm gonna trust that everybody decided this way, and we're gonna move forward like that. You just really have to give people their space. You really have to give people. You just really have to trust and believe in people. And when you include God in it, remember that God is going to lead us. He's going to guide us in the right direction. So if we just trust Him and believe that, okay, especially praying for like we should be praying for each other. I just
Mhm.
continue to pray, and I know that we're all doing that, but just continue to pray for one another because we can have that kind of trust in someone that we're praying for, and not someone that we're talking about or whatever, how folks do. So since we're talking about that again, just having that leadership aspect, since majority of all the women are in leadership positions. Again, we have the CEO, the CFO here. We have Patrice's mom, she's the president. My mother is the vice president. So these are, leading roles. And, just from your standpoint, Miss Elaine, could you please just tell us, how that dynamic, how do we manage that dynamic and navigate that dynamic as, younger women, just who have businesses and who, want to be leaders, but then also, we have a family to lead, but then we also, maybe we're wives. And so, we have to kind of cut it on and cut it off kind of thing. How do we navigate that? And could you give us some advice that will help us in our daily walks?
Again, that comes back to establishing roles. And that's not so much to say that they have to be traditional, because I know in today's times, most of the families don't have traditional roles. What was normally expected for the woman to do, the man does it. And what was normally expected for the man to do, the woman does it. But you have to be, again, on the same page and talking about what it is that you want. In our AFIG group, we have um, 11, God being first, and then the 10 of us. And we have 5 that are over 50, and we have 5 that are under 50. Now, I know those that are in my generation, the over 50, um, we've encountered a lot of stuff over the years, whereas we've attempted a lot of things that failed, that didn't work for us, where we trusted people. We put money in different things that didn't pan out. We weren't able to follow the money, able to see the money or anything. So we ended up with nothing. And that made us a little bit more cautious in trying to move forward in investing and things like that. Whereas the younger generation, those that are under 50, they are risk takers, and they understand that you can't get anything without investing something in it. And there is a risk all the time of loss, but they're willing to take that risk. And so it brings a healthy balance to AFIG, where those under 50 balance us out with those that are over when we want to be a little bit more cautious, and they're saying, let's go for it. That helps out a lot. And it's really important because we that are over 50, and that's not everyone, but at least 80%, we would be a lot further had we taken a lot more risk earlier. And now we're trying to play catch up because we just didn't know. So the earlier they're introduced to finances, and the earlier they learn about how money works and how credit works and all of that, then they'll be able to be in a better position by the time they get to, say, be 40 or not be 50 and trying to play catch up and get a retirement into position, because we're not going to be able to depend on Social Security or whatever. We're going to have to create our own wealth and our own retirement, our own finances, whatever it is. You're going to have to create that. So you need to get in that mindset, and the quicker you do it, the better off you'll be.
All right, guys, listen, that was such an amazing interview. Even just watching it again, I'm just so inspired and just reminded of how important it is to be in true partnership with those who you believe that you can go far with. I don't know what it is about certain cultures. Sometimes we just want to get on top of each other, but we don't want to build each other up. And that's the main thing. If we can build each other up, if we can help each other get to the next level, be interested in the next person's success, overall reaching towards something that we can all be proud of, all be excited for together, I think that it will make such a bigger impact in our lives, in the lives of our children, in their children. It will be a cycle, a generational wealth. When we think about generations, sometimes we just only think about family, but a generation is literally like speaking of a cycle that continues and continues and continues. We want something that will continue to flow down into our family, down into, our children's children, that will truly build a legacy. And how can we best do that? Sounds like partnership is going to be the key. Sounds like we have to get our minds thinking on a different level, one that does not require us looking at the other, comparing or competing, but one that causes us to truly work together, to be interested in the success of one another, and to really truly find a way for us to all win. We can all win. We don't have to be against one another to win, but it's such an amazing thing, and I'm so excited about everything that you're going to accomplish in your life when you find the right people to move further with. Y'all, if you guys have any questions or you have any concerns or anything that you'd like to know, then please leave a comment down below. I love to hear from you. But y'all, I love you so much. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.